Christian Horner is getting a lot of pressure from some people at Red Bull like Jos Verstappen. There are talks that his superstar driver Max Verstappen might use a special rule in his contract that would let him leave the team starting in 2025. The British team boss has decided to do something to make sure this doesn't happen while he's in charge. After what he did recently, we can already say that the rumors about Verstappen leaving Red Bull are not just rumors anymore, and there's a real chance this could happen. But what happened when Horner met with Max's manager, and exactly how is this changing the rules inside Red Bull now that they're about to start a new time with Ford from 2026? The team principal of Red Bull, Christian Horner, has decided to make this personal and talk about Max Verstappen's future with his agent, because at the end of the day, this is the person who has a huge say in what the Dutch driver does with his career after the race in Bahrain. 48 hours after Jos made comments about Horner being mean and toxic in the team, the British boss went to have a talk with Max's agent in Dubai to try to fix the growing problems that are currently tearing Red Bull apart. At first, people thought the meeting went well and that both sides agreed on things. But looking at the latest comments made from Helmut Marko and Jos Verstappen, who was secretly hoping that Horner could be replaced as early as in Jeddah, we might be looking at a lot more trouble coming up. Even though Max's agent has a very strong say in what kind of decisions the three-time world champion would make for his Formula One career, it's worth knowing that there are two people who Verstappen talks to all the time about this and trusts them the most: Helmut Marko and Jos Verstappen. On the other hand, a very scary fact has been told to the media, and that is the fact that Verstappen's contract promises with Red Bull have been closely connected with Helmut Marko. So if the older Austrian man gets fired from the Austrian company, the Dutch driver could follow him very easily. This could be one of the reasons why Red Bull has decided to keep Marko after the short investigation he had against himself last year after the mean comments made towards Sergio Perez, because the team would rather deal with the annoying personality of Helmut Marko than lose the amazing driver they have in Max Verstappen. And the things being said by both Jos and Marko are quite scary when it comes to Red Bull's future, because even if they are the winning side in this fight, it would really mean that Horner would have to be replaced for them to claim victory in this whole situation. That's why many people feel like Horner would be out of the team as early as in Jeddah, and the talks that Jos had with Toto Wolff has supported this idea. But when talking about this situation, the 50-year-old British man was very sure about his future with Red Bull, and when answering the question about whether he'd be in Saudi Arabia, Horner said, "Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't be here in Bahrain otherwise." But another question came about Red Bull being united, and to this Horner had a very positive answer, even though what's happening right now suggests something different. The British man explained, "Yes, absolutely, our team is unified. We are a very strong team. We've got tremendous support, tremendous partners and great shareholders behind us as well. We don't achieve this kind of result by not being united. Obviously, my case hasn't been pleasant because it has a lot of unwanted attention, but the focus is now very much on the cars. My focus has very much been on what's going on track, and the result in Bahrain demonstrates where the whole team's focus is, and we move forward." As of now, it seems like the female person who said Horner did bad things and acted inappropriately is not going to try to get more attention and drama, even though she's been completely unhappy with the results she got from the independent case that was done by both outside and inside lawyers. On the other hand, people like Helmut Marko and Jos Verstappen do think differently. They're not planning on letting go of the whole situation, and this is why. Jos's statements have made some people in the Formula One world raise their eyebrows when talking about what's happening right now in Red Bull. Jos went on to say there is tension in Red Bull while Horner remains in position. The team is in danger of being torn apart. It can't go on the way that it is. It will explode. He is playing the victim when he's the one causing the problems. Now this is where things get a bit more interesting. A spokesperson from Red Bull said that no one feels that there's a problem within the team, and the want to win in Bahrain as well as everyone working together afterwards shows that the team is united and is focused on racing. From what we could see from the first race in Bahrain, it seems like Verstappen would be the driver to beat, and looking at his earlier performances, he would have an easy ride to the 4th championship with Red Bull. So the question comes up as to why he should be leaving Red Bull when they're on top of their game. Max Verstappen's actions have also been a bit questionable, because he was asked to comment on his father's statements against the team principal of Red Bull, and he refused to do that. On top of that, he refused to defend Christian Horner publicly in what seems to have been a request from his team, showing that the Dutch driver is standing firmly behind his father and Helmut Marko, who also had a lot to say about the situation of having Verstappen leaving the Austrian team and joining their biggest enemies, Mercedes. But the battle that is currently happening between these two sides is definitely going to leave a huge mark on the team, no matter who's going to win. The team feels united under the leadership of Horner, who scored 13 championships with Red Bull and has been an important part of the team since they arrived in the sport from 2005 onwards, and the statements made from Marko and Jos really hurt Horner's ability to continue doing what he does best, win championships. On top of that, there have been rumors that came up about the contracts of some very important engineers that include a special rule in their contract that could be used if Verstappen or Horner leaves the team. As of now, this is just a rumor. We don't want to talk more about it, but if it's true, and we've seen that special rules are definitely something that very important drivers want to have in their contract, so it shouldn't be any different when it comes to the very important engineers as well. Helmut Marko has also spoken about the future of Max Verstappen, and similar to Joe's, whenever he has something to say about the three-time world champion, we should be listening very carefully because he and Joe's are basically the voice of the Dutch driver, talking about the situation in which Verstappen has found himself in, which is being connected to Mercedes. Marko went on to say the internal investigation has been completed. I won't say anything more about it. As far as I'm concerned, I won't stand in Max's way should he decide to leave. But why would Max Verstappen think about leaving and using the special rule in his contract that he signed with a lot of confidence after winning his first championship in 2021? For starters, the 2026 rules are expected to be more in favor of Mercedes and Ferrari because of their engine power, even though the latest move of Hamilton suggests that a move to Mercedes in this time might not be the best idea for the Dutch driver as well. Not to take any credit away from Hamilton, but Mercedes might believe that Verstappen has what it takes to bring them back to championship fighting again after having the success with Red Bull and the ability to literally drive any type of car given to him. And to make things worse, it seems like the partnership that Red Bull has spent a lot of money on with Ford from 2026 onwards for the higher use of electric power in the cars seems to have started to fall apart because the American company based in Detroit is now looking for a way out of this relationship. You couldn't blame them. The CEO of Ford said that the team is very disappointed that they have not been included enough in the whole investigation around Horner, because at the end of the day they are their future business partners and engine makers, so you can understand the point of view that they're coming from. On top of all this, Toto Wolff has been making strong comments about Formula One's handling of Horner's accusation case, saying that such things won't happen in a team like Mercedes because they are always pushing for fairness and equality between men and women. But given the fact that he was rushed by the decision to pick a driver to replace Hamilton by Lewis himself, Wolff is playing the long game here, and when being asked about who he feels should replace Hamilton now that there are multiple people available with Verstappen involved, the Austrian's response to this shocking scenario was, anything is possible. For comparison, earlier this year, Wolff said that he would be respecting all of the existing contracts of the grid, but it seems like he has understood that in order for his team to get back to where he wants it to be, they need to be making bold moves, and I doubt there's a bolder move than signing a likely to be four-time world champion to your team. With this in mind, what do you think about Verstappen replacing Hamilton in Mercedes? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're interested, click on the video appearing on your screen right now.